All right, guys, we're back on the show, and today we got a special guest, comedian, former MMA fighter, Adam Nutter. Right, Adam? I got your name right?
Yeah, man, that's it. That is it.
And just for anybody who knows, this is just going to be the part one of this podcast interview is going to be on YouTube and on the podcast. Part two is just going to be on the podcast. So this is kind of like a teaser, so you know what's coming. And I'll post the link on the link of the description of the YouTube video. So Adam, give us a little bit of a background on yourself.
Yeah, man. I have a bit of a weird career, I guess you could say. At 18 years old, I played football for a long time before I was 18 too. But I was playing through high school, and truth of the matter was, I was very good in football, but I was a nerd. Like, I love comic books, and I have a Boba Fett tattoo. Like, I'm a giant nerd, but so like I didn't get along with my teammates. They would bully me.
The jocks.
Yeah, which is weird because like I was a jock only by the sense of I was good at football, but the mentality didn't carry through, I would say, really much. I was like, Spider-Man's cool. They're like, shut up, nerd. I'm like, all right. So I was sick of just getting bullied by my own team and stuff. So by 18, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to learn how to defend myself. And I was like, oh, let me look into this, MMA thing. Because this is back in it's a little context. I'll be 33 this year.
Yeah.
Back in 2004. This is like right before the Stephan Bonner Forrest Griffin fight to like kick off the popularity. It was like right before then. And I started training, and then that fight really turned around like MMA, I would say, for the mainstream. That Forrest Griffin Stephan Bonner fight, and that's when MMA got really big. So I was doing it around that time. So yeah, so 18, I was like, I'm just gonna jump into it and see how this goes. And then at 20, I had my first fight. It was amateur, because you train for 2 years, and I had my first fight. I was like, oh, this is fun. I just like being competitive. That's why I like to play football so much. Just that competitive nature. So yeah, my first fight was 20. I won. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then I was like, all right, I dig it. And then the second fight, it was all amateur, and that was my, I guess, foray into the MMA world. Was just that, pretty much, that and football.
How did you get into becoming a comedian? So you kind of like Joe Rogan, right? I was just watching his podcast now. I watch his like YouTube stuff all the time. I love it.
Yeah, he's great.
Love the fact that
he's one of my best. He's one of my favorite ones to listen to, for sure.
Yeah. If you're watching this, Joe, you got to have me on your show, because I've seen some, people that you have on your show. They're too lame, dude. I'm a lot better than them.
Dude, I would love to make a JRE appearance.
I just find it fascinating how he's like kind of intelligent. He's like an MMA fanatic, true martial artist, but he talks about other topics. So how did you get into comedy? Like, was that like your first job, like out of high school, or
so? That gets weird too. So again, this is all like 18 was like a weird age. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. All the stuff I felt like I always wanted to do. I was big into. I'm from Staten Island, New York, so I grew up in the New York scene. And every morning I would listen to Opie and Anthony radio with Jim Norton, and I would hear all those comics like Jim Norton and Rich Voss and Bobby Kelly and Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr and Louis C.K. and like all those greats. I was like, oh, I always loved comedy. Listening to them, I was like, oh, I'm right across the goddamn bridge. I'm from Staten Island, they're in Manhattan. It's like right there. So that's when I was like, you know what? I think at 18, I'm gonna try it. And I went to my very first open mic at the comic strip in Manhattan. And that's how I started. Okay. Yeah. And
that was your first job?
That was my very first open mic. It was an open mic, just getting into the world.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was getting into the world of comedy, is like just trying it out. And then I did that from 18 to 20. And then I did that typical young kid thing where I panicked. I was like, oh, I can't do this. This isn't, this is too hard, or I can't make money. So I left and I became a cop in New York for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So at 21 years old, I became a cop, and I worked in Staten Island for 8 years. And I left there because I got hit in my head a bunch of times. I got too many car accidents, got too many concussions, and I had to get medically retired. And then that was 5 years ago, and then 5 years ago I picked up comedy again. So
Okay.
yeah. So the last 5 years I've been doing it, and that and the podcast and stuff.
So were you able to collect like a partial pension? Or?
Oh, I have a pension from them. Yeah. So yeah, so that was my time, which is good because I gotta be honest with you, I could curse, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay. I fucking hated that job, dude. I fucking, because it's like you get into it because I hated bullies, like that's again. So I got into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be the hero, be the superhero. I hate bullies. You're gonna stop bad guys, and then you get into it, and it just becomes like, oh yeah, that's great. We don't care about any of that though. Just make money for the city, And it's like, well, okay. And then it starts to go against a lot of your, like, my personal beliefs. Like I'm a pretty libertarian guy. So like, I feel like it's too, I don't know. I don't want to get the whole thing, but I was just like, my time was coming to an end there. And then those injuries just happened and I was out. But, so it's like, I'm not there anymore, but I have brain trauma for life. So that's fun.
Oh, wow. Now, do you still live in Staten Island now, or?
No. Now I'm out in New York. I live right outside of Philly now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm in Philly. Our studio's in Philly, but I live outside of Philly.
Oh, okay. Like in Norristown or something? Like.
No, not Norristown. I live in Newtown.
Oh, okay.
I live in Bucks County. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little familiar with the area. Okay. So now that you've been doing a comedy thing, do you tour just the Philadelphia area, or do you go all over the place?
No, all over, man. We just West Coast, East Coast, doesn't matter. Middle. Yeah, but I think we're going to Ohio later this year. We just came back from LA. We got stuff going on.
Okay, now is it just you, or is it, do you have a partner? Like,
well, I do.
I did, or
no, well, my podcast, my main podcast, Nerds with Words, I do with my buddy Neil Wood, who's a comic. So we try to travel a lot together and do stand up as much as we can together and stuff like that. Try to do the grind.
Now, how does that work? With your day-to-day stuff, do you do a lot of promote your shows?
Yeah, we try.
What do you spend most of your time promoting, the shows or the podcast, or both? Because I'm assuming you created the podcast to promote your shows, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The podcast is an avenue for stand-up. Okay. So we try to do a little bit of both. I mean, it's hard, dude. It's hard because you don't want to oversaturate your social media either. People are like, all right, dude, we get it. You have a fucking podcast. We got it. So now I limit our social media posts to, I do maybe 2 a week. That's it. I do one the first night the day it comes out, because we live stream every Sunday. So we're live streaming, and then when we're done, I'll just throw the link out, and then maybe again at the end of the week, just as a reminder. We have some clips on YouTube throughout the week. But that's it, because like I was just doing too much.
Okay. Now, do you live stream audio or do you live stream video?
No, video. Well, we off YouTube.
Oh, okay. So you
create
it on YouTube. Okay. I didn't know if you used Twitch or anything like that.
No, yeah, we live stream every Sunday. We try to do it around the same time, but we're comics and we're fucking pieces of shit. So we generate, so we never get anything on time. But we try. We try. So yeah, we live stream every Sunday. It's fun. Well, the show's it's a fun podcast. We just talk about. We have it on different guests each week. Usually it's a different comic. But we've had on like Justin Wren. We've had on Kyle Bachniak. We've had on like legit MMA guys before too as guests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's fun, man. We've even had on like Dr. Charles Liu from Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's like an astrophysicist. We've had him on twice. Like it's fun, man. It's a fun show. We bullshit. We ask people what they're nerdy about. But the show isn't just about it's about whatever the fuck. I mean, we talk about MMA all the time. We talk about
okay. So you still follow. Yeah. You still follow the sport of MMA, right?
Ever I watch. I mean, I try. If I don't have a show or we're not out,
yeah,
I'm watching the fights. I know there's too many. There's too many.
Now, do you strictly just follow the UFC, or do you follow like other?
No, I watch Bellator. I try to watch. I used to watch the Access TV fights, dude.
Oh, yeah. MMA nerd.
yeah. Of course, I'm MMA nerd, dude. I have an MMA warehouse and BJJ warehouse shirt, And Justin Wren saw me wearing that. He's like, dude, that's old school. I was like, yeah, man, I'm fucking real OG with this, dude. This isn't, I'm not some fad. This is 18, since 2004, when no one cared about it.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, did you happen to see that last fight with Ben Askren and Jorge Masvidal?
Sure
What
did.
did you think about that one, man?
Dude, I mean, we talked about that on Earth Words too, because it was so explosive. I mean, listen, I liked Askren because he talks shit, and I like that. I also like Masvidal because, like, dude, he came from like the Miami street fighting days of Kimbo Slice, dude. Like, he's been in the game forever, and I like him, and he's I mean, I think he deserves a title shot. So when especially after that, you can't knock someone out. By the way, that I don't give a shit with it. That was 2 seconds, dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't 4. I know it was officially 4, but he hit him, and he was out in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
The ref took 2 seconds to get to him. That's crazy. How do you not give him a title shot? Or Conor, right?
Yeah.
But he even said, or did he say, is he still saying no to Conor? He just wants a title shot, right?
The last I heard, he either wants a title shot or he wants to fight.
Okay. Or all right, so he does want that Conor fight still. Yeah.
Because Conor, if he gets to fight Conor, he'll get a bigger paycheck, obviously.
That would be a fight, man. That'd be a brawl, dude.
Yeah. Now, did you happen to see the YouTube videos they were putting up after that fight? They would have like Ben, like they'll show Ben saying some shit, then they'll show the knockout.
Yeah.
Some other shit. Oh, I'll wrestle him, blah blah blah. Then they show the knee to the face and him get knocked out, and they'll show him saying something else, and then get knocked out again.
Dude, pure wrestlers. I say this all the time. They are so predictable. So they're going to go for the shoot. That's all they're going to do. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to go for a single leg, double leg, something. They're not going to stand up there and just try to throw or try to. They're always going to, especially like I'm talking about pure wrestlers like Askren. Like he's not. Yeah. He doesn't. His stand-ups. I mean, whatever. It's all ground and pound. It's all. Let me maul you. Let me just. That's how I'm going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna weigh you down. I'm gonna tire you out. Like Khabib is, to me, I know he's dominant. I know he's the most dominant wrestler of all time. He's fucking boring, dude.
But he pounds people. Ben just kind of like smushes you, lays on you. Khabib fucking punishes you.
Sometimes. Like that Barboza fight, yes. That Michael Johnson fight, yeah. But there's times where, dude, he doesn't. And he'll just lay there, and he'll do the same thing Askren does, like all wrestlers do. And he'll just tire you out. It's like, all right, man. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You're dominant. I get it. It's just, I want to – and I'm a purist, so I appreciate good wrestling. It's just, how can you say you're the most dominant MMA fighter or athlete of all time when your whole thing is just, I'm going to lay on you and pound and just ground and pound?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. And then on Facebook today, someone posted like a supposed matchup with Ben and Damian Maia.
I saw that.
And they were like, oh, yeah, that'd be a good fight. I posted like my comment. I'm like, I think that'd be a boring fight.
It's jiu-jitsu versus wrestling.
Yeah. And Damian Maia, I like him, but I mean, he's not really like if Ben puts him on his back, it's not really that much of a submission specialist off his back. It's more of like a rear naked choke.
Sure, and also ask Woodley how to beat Maia.
Yeah,
just fucking don't get taken down. That's it. just sprawl out, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Like there's no problem. It's not that. I mean. That Maia Woodley fight, what was it 11 or 12 missed takedown attempts?
Yes. Yeah, he even tried pulling like kind of like a half guard. Like to pull half guard and he couldn't get him.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Yeah, what are you fighting for this title? I don't know. I mean, what are you excited to see next? What's your next big title fight? What's your next big title fight you're excited to see?
Well, I mean, this weekend they got Frankie Edgar and Max Holloway. I think that should be a good fight.
Who do you think wins that?
I'm going to give it to Holloway.
Me too. Dude, he's so dominant.
He's just got that reach. I think Edgar is, a little bit older now.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you look at all the guys in that division, there really isn't anyone else for him to fight, because they both Ortega lost to Holloway,
And he
right?
beat
He
him
beat
pretty.
Edgar, and I
Yeah,
forget who was the other guy. Jose
Aldo.
Aldo's in the
Twice.
top 5.
He beat him twice.
Yeah. So I mean, there's really not too much there. I was talking to someone the other day. They got that new guy. I think his name is Josh Emmett from Team Alpha.
I was at the Josh Emmett fight where he knocked out oh my god, I do have brain damage. I have so much goddamn concussions. It's crazy. I was at the fight in Philly. I went to the fight where he fought I just saw him fight. Let's put it that way. I just saw him fight in Philly live, and he won. He was dominant.
Yeah, he's been knocking out a lot of people. He's like on a win streak in every one of his fights. He's been knocking them out. So I think, maybe if he cracks the top 5, he would be in there. But I still don't know how he would beat Holloway.
I think Holloway has to move up.
Yeah.
And go after Khabib.
I mean, that fight with Dustin Poirier was pretty good. That's how Dustin won the interim belt for that, right?
Dude, I'll say this right now. That might have been one of the best title fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a great fight.
Exactly.
That was so good. I would love to see Holloway Khabib.
That would be good. We'll talk about that when we come back. All right, guys. Part 2 will continue, but it will only be on the podcast. So again, look at the link in the description below, and you'll have a link to it.